Read your cards carefully. He's knocked out. Colorless, 2000 Dragon. The Middle Era is 2002 to 2013. Fighting. Sound it out. Psychic. The Pre-Modern Era is 2013 to 20. You must immediately advance. All right, let's get started.
Hi, I'm Neal.
I'm Katie.
And we are Higher Education. My favorite Pokemon type is undoubtedly the Psychic type. Psychic types have always been my favorite. They were really powerful, really overpowered in the Gen 1 games and had essentially no weaknesses. The Dark type hadn't been invented. All of the Ghost types in Gen 1 were also poison, so had a weakness against Psychic. And then there were really no powerful bug type attacks outside of Pin Missile, and most bug types were also poison type and thus had a weakness against Psychic. So Psychic's always been one of my favorite types. Well, my favorite non-legendary Pokemon is Scyther, and I think it's just because he looks really, really cool. You don't get him until really late in most of the games, so it's very difficult to use Scyther, in the video games at least. There are some really good cards based around Scyther. Never liked Scizor as much, but I will admit that he's a pretty cool looking evolution. Legendary Pokemon, undoubtedly Mewtwo, obviously fitting with my favorite type of Psychic. But I do need to give an honorable mention to my favorite Gen 1 Stage 2 starter, Venusaur. So Mewtwo, Scyther, Venusaur, they're tops for me. My favorite Pokemon card, individual card, of all the ones that I own is Rocket's Moltres. I didn't acquire it until fairly recently, but it just has a really cool power. It doesn't have weakness against lightning, which you would expect for a flying type, but it does have fighting resistance. Its power allows it to return to the owner's hand after it gets knocked out. So every time it gets knocked out, you can then play it again. It takes 3 fire energy, which is a fair amount, but its attack does a good amount of damage in Gen 1 and damages your opponent if they attack you and deal damage on the next turn. My favorite trainer card is the only Ace Spec card that I own. The Ace Spec cards are from the Middle Era, and they are cards that are so powerful you're only allowed to have a single Ace Spec card in your entire deck. It's called Scramble Switch. Scramble Switch is amazing. It allows you to switch your active Pokemon with any of your bench Pokemon and move as many energy cards as you would like from the previous active Pokemon to the new active Pokemon. There are so many times where Scramble Switch has absolutely saved me. It's really powerful and it's not limited to basic energy. So Scramble Switch is undoubtedly my favorite trainer, with an honorable mention going to interviewers' questions. Look at the top 8 cards of your deck and choose as many energy cards as you find there and put them into your hand. Also Middle Era, great card. My favorite special energy card is good old-fashioned double colorless energy, appearing in every generation, every era of Pokemon cards. Double colorless energy comes in handy so many times. There are obviously cards that don't work well with double colorless, but the ones that do, it allows you to take the single energy card attachment per turn and immediately accelerate by 2. So you can take a Pokemon who seems to be multiple turns away from attacking and immediately ready them before your opponent can react. There are lots of great features of Pokemon cards to look for, but ones that I search for in particular if I'm choosing between multiple versions of the same Pokemon is I really like cards that use colorless energy. The energy cost of an attack really determines what type of decks you can put Pokemon in and how many different types of Pokemon you can put into a single deck. Another feature of Pokemon cards that I look for and will select as often as I can is Pokemon cards that have no retreat cost. Energy attachments are so valuable, you only get one per turn. So being able to retreat without discarding any energy is incredibly valuable. When I'm looking at a Pokemon card and I'm thinking about things that might lose it points, so to speak, things that might make me not pick it, it's definitely attacks or other things that require discarding energy. Again, energy is just so valuable, it's so important to the game that unnecessarily getting rid of energy, if I can pick a version of that card that doesn't require me to discard energy, that's probably what I'm going to pick. I also really don't like cards that don't deal any base damage. On occasion, attacks that deal no base damage are really helpful, but for the most part, I want to be able to attack and deal damage every single turn. I would generally describe my playstyle as aggressive. I'm not afraid to discard cards from my hand or do things that are relatively risky if I need them in order to get an energy attachment for the turn or try to find another basic Pokemon to put on my bench if I need one. I don't like sitting with only a single active Pokemon, especially if that active Pokemon can't attack. I try to be faster than my opponents in order to accelerate quickly through evolutions and energy attachments. And I would also like to think I'm pretty calculated, that I'm always thinking a few steps ahead of what combinations my cards can use, and I'm not afraid to sacrifice a basic, even if it has potential, in order to build up a Pokemon that fits better with the cards available to me and the situation at any given time. So I didn't learn the Pokemon trading card game until I was much older. I was actually in college. And I really learned it from playing the video games. So I have the old Game Boy Color version of the Pokemon trading card game video game, and I played that quite a bit, and it really taught me the game. I have also played the Pokemon trading card game online, which has a great tutorial and serves as a excellent testing ground for various rules and various combinations of effects. And then, probably more so than anything, I've learned just from playing, reading the rulebook, and working together with the people that I love and the people that I enjoy teaching. Teaching is learning, and learning is teaching. They are inextricably linked. The Pokemon trading card game has taught me a lot of things. It's really taught me to think outside of the box when I'm thinking about card combinations that can go together even when they weren't specifically designed to work together. It's really neat to find ways that trainers within an era and different Pokemon within an era fit together in order to build a deck that works well, that capitalizes on several of the same types of effects. I would also say that the Pokemon trading card game has taught me to value things that I share, interests that I share with the people that I love.
Hi, and thank you for watching our video. We are Higher Education.
Play, learn.
Read your cards carefully. He's knocked out. Colorless to 2000 Dragon. The middle era is 2002 to 2013. Good game.